guys, so for today's video I'm going to be showing you guys my fashion design portfolio, and I created this portfolio about 3 or 4 months back. This is the first one I ever put together, and this was for a college fair for just like art schools, and they were doing free portfolio reviews just to give us tips and review or just feedback on our portfolios and stuff. And as you can see, my portfolio isn't in any like special portfolio cover thing. It's just a standard 3-ring binder, a 1-inch one, and I use those plastic 3-ring binder inserts that are like $1 at the dollar store. When you open my portfolio, you immediately come to the first mood board. My portfolio structure is mood board, full shot of the collection, then individual shots of the collection. And another page with notes and stuff like that. So this is the first mood board I have, and this mood board is for like a nature inspired line. As you can see, there's lots of flowers and teal tones and earth tones, and I used a bowl of soup in here, which, trust me, a lot of people thought was strange, but for me personally, when I saw the soup, it kind of inspired me of the type of person that would be wearing the line. When I create my mood boards, I think of the person who's going to be I think about what the person who's wearing my line likes, or like what type of stuff they like to do, or what they like. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. So for this person, we'll call her Amanda. She loves flowers. In this picture, you can see it's a person doing some type of DIY flower arrangements. It may be a bit hard to see, but it's like a lady right here in a garden, and she likes soup because it's cold outside. So that's kind of the direction I like to take my mood boards in. So yeah, and on the back of this one I have kind of some notes that I wrote. This is kind of like a fabric swatch on maybe a little bit of the type of fabric that I would want to use. To be honest, I only included this in the portfolio just because every place that I read recommended that you include at least one fabric swatch per design, and even though I would probably not use very much tulle in this specific design, I guess the page came out, but as you can see, I wrote like different notes on like words that I would want people to think or feel about the design once they see it, and I was thinking of maybe some accessory or head pieces that could go along with it. And then this is the actual collection that I drew. It is definitely a formal collection. It could be for something maybe like a prom or even a wedding, depending on what type of person you are. It's definitely made for somebody who's very nature. So if it's like an outside wedding or an outside formal event, this would be perfect, or something that embodies nature. So basically each dress is white, and the flowers are the colorful standpoints of the design. And with the coloring materials that I have, each one of them haven't been toned to the specific type of color I would actually use, but it's just in the general range of colors that I would use. So instead of like a bright red, I might use a more toned down red, or maybe a red with more of a blue undertone to it or something like that. So this is this collection. It doesn't have a specific name, but you can see it has different patterns, and usually if you see anything with these lines, this usually indicates like a tulle type of fabric. So in here is just like the one-off designs, like each one individually. So here's the first one. It's a ball gown where the top is kind of like embroidered and the bottom has like the flowers speckled into the skirt. And this next one is a more simple one with just like a nice skirt and a nice embroidered top with the flowers. Then you go to this one, which is similar to the one before, but it has a nice strap, a flower belt, and it has a nice skirt. And this one is another one that is just a different type of pattern that the flowers would be laid out in. And the last one in the collection is, so the next collection I did, this is the mood board. This is more of a trendier collection, and I wanted to really do more neutral tones and stuff like that. So as you can see, I was thinking more on the lines of what this person's aesthetic is. And as you can see, in their apartment they would have a couch similar to that, or maybe that's like a view that they have inside their apartment and stuff. So this is for this specific collection. In every collection I do, I like to have one thing in my collection that is just like whoa, or just like a wow piece or something interested about it. In the last collection it was the flowers. In this collection it is weaving, and I'll post a few pictures on the screens of different types of weaving so you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So I drew kind of like some weaving patterns, and I did the word bank thing like I did before in the other one. And this is the actual collection. As you can see, it's very on trend, I think, and I definitely want to embody more of a college trendy type of girl, maybe even a blogger or a YouTuber, because I feel like every blogger and YouTuber is very trendy, or they're kind of trying to tap into the trendy style. So that is this collection. So for the last collection that I have in here, this is actually the collection that I submitted that's going to be in the fashion show this year. So you guys will actually get to see some of these pieces come to life this year, at least 3 of them. So this is the mood board I had. I really wanted to work on that kind of that spring and that mix of colors, because in this collection I'm going to be actually watercoloring my own designs. So I kind of practice on a little piece of silk right here, an example of maybe what I might watercolor, and I just use different pieces of, you know, just things that would inspire the person who is wearing this type of collection. And since I planned on using a watercolor pattern for this collection, I thought, why not watercolor the actual design? So as you can see, this is pretty much, this is the entire collection I had designed. The ones that are going to be in the fashion show is this one, this design, and that design. And so yeah, it's a 5-piece collection. This is a 2-piece skirt. This is a top and a skirt. This is a more of a 70s style top with the bell sleeves and a circle skirt. This is actually a asymmetrical skirt and a t-shirt. And this is of course a more structured blouse and a trumpet or mermaid style skirt to go with it. And again, I have the single ones, the up close single ones of each one. It's always good to include in your portfolio some type of work that you've actually done, and so I thought that I would just include the one-off piece that I did in Memphis Fashion Week the previous year, which this is the sketch, which you can definitely see how far my sketching has come, but I actually used like a template for the last one. So this is the original sketch I had did, and I actually took some pieces of fabric from when I had made the garment before. So this is kind of like, if you guys were ever wondering how this garment got to where it was, this is what the original sketch looked like. It was pretty tragic in my opinion. I'm glad I've learned a better route of drawing. But yes, that is the end of my portfolio. Commonly you would also include a picture of the actual finished garment on the back, but I was not able to print it. But I did have my phone, so I would just pull up the picture and show the person who was reviewing my portfolio. So this is pretty much my portfolio. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry, my mom just texted me. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys want me to do a more detailed video on how to actually construct your portfolio, or maybe even videos on how to get more into your design process, and just videos on more fashion design in general, because I figured that a lot of people are interested in fashion design, but it can be really difficult to get into it and learn the process of being able to design things on a regular basis. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.